Okay, tell me what you think of this. I'm playing Silent Hill 2 last week, 2 weeks ago, whatever. And the guy in the James is his name, whatever. The protagonist of the game. I like the guy, right? I like the all the voices and the performances in Silent Hill 2 are really good. And I've been thinking about this for a while, and maybe this is a stupid idea, but I wanted to run it by you. What if, and it reminds me of Mickey Mouse, right? Mickey Mouse, if you know much about the Mickey Mouse cartoons, like cartoons today, there's a season of cartoons or a series, and each season, Rick and Morty are on a meta multiple season adventure. Or if you watch, any of these cartoons today, for the last 20 years, it's been the same characters, right? But back in the day, Mickey Mouse was the brave little tailor, and then he was hunting ghosts, and there wasn't this consistent sense of who he was. There wasn't this kind of canon of Mickey. Every story was like, let's put Mickey Mouse in this role. Let's put Mickey Mouse in this role. And I'm like, do you think that's good for games? If you were to take Kratos, because this is where it was coming from. Somebody's like, Jaffe, are you still excited about God of War? And I'm like, if you were to take Kratos, the idea of Kratos, and let's just take Corey's Kratos with the beard, and let's take Chris Judge, the actor, and say, we're going to take the makeup off of him. Obviously, we're going to take the scars away, but he's going to look like Kratos. And he's going to be voiced and performed by Chris Judge. And he's going to be that character, but it's not going to have anything to do with God of War, and he's not going to know his name is Kratos. His name might be Tony. I don't fucking know. But he's now in a 1930s action-adventure gangster mobster video game. And it's like, does that work? Is that cool, or is that stupid? Right? I think that's kind of cool. Like when I'm playing Silent Hill 2, I was just like, I'd play another game with James that doesn't have to be Silent Hill. He doesn't even have to be James. He could just be the same. He looks the same. He's the same actor, basically. He's the same digital actor, but he's now in a sci-fi adventure. Toxmod says that would be awkward. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Kratos coded, says Darth Nugget, right? I think that's cool, but I don't know. Talk to me, chat. It sounds like you got a crush on James. Don't blame you, says Mark. No. If I had to have sex with a man video game character, it wouldn't be James. I got to think about who it would be. But it certainly wouldn't be James. James is, if you're gonna go over to that side of the world, you probably need to pick. You don't want vanilla ice cream, and vanilla ice cream is James. You can't get more vanilla than James. You want to. If I had to have the sex with a male video game character, it would be the Nemesis character from RE3. I kind of figure, fuck it. If you're going to go all in. Go all in. Doesn't Yakuza do that already, Carlos says, regarding taking... I don't know Yakuza well enough. Do they do that? And if they do that, is that cool? I think that's neat, man. I think that's really, really neat. Speaking of James and Nemesis... Resident Evil, is that his name, Nemesis? Whatever. Speaking of James and Nemesis, and I think that's really, really neat, but I don't know. Like, Soul Mike is saying Kratos battling the demons and gods from ancient Babylon. I don't mean it is Kratos. I mean it is the digital model that plays the character of Kratos. He plays other things. So it sounds like Yakuza already does it. I'm in. I'd love to see. I mean, it might be stupid. I don't fucking know, but who would care about using the same character model, says Blackjack. I don't know. I would, because I'm bringing it up, you moron. I think that's cool. You may not, and that's fine. Where were you raised to communicate? Did you go to the classroom? Did you go to the Little Red Schoolhouse when you were a tiny wee lad? And I literally am bringing up the question and saying, hey, I'm playing Silent Hill 2. I got this idea, and it sounds like Yakuza beat me to it, but I got this idea of taking the characters and doing it in different things. What do you think? Who would care about using the same character model? How about, oh yeah, Jaffe, I don't like that. I don't think a lot of people would like that. Where did you people learn to communicate? In a goddamn truck stop bathroom with glory holes in the wall? What's the matter with you, is what I would want to know. It's what I'd like to know. Laura Harris was the first digital actress who starred in multiple games, Eddie T says. Who was that? Who was that? Laura Harris. I don't know who that is. Laura Harris. Let's see. Laura Harris game. D2 and D&D2. But so what other games was she in then? So in D2 and Enemy Zero, Laura Harris did not play, like, she was different characters? Or was she a character named Laura Harris? I don't understand. Explain that to me. Actors do it all the time in movies. It works sometimes, others and not. Right. I think also Stephen Jacobson said that. I think also maybe because when I was playing Silent Hill 2, either the motion capture performance or the voice or both, I really got kind of a Tom Cruise vibe out of the performer. It seemed like he was kind of channeling Tom Cruise in certain lines. And so I was like, yeah, Tom Cruise does it. Absolutely. Okay, so Laura Harris, according to Eddie, played different roles in different places. What do you find would be the appeal of using the same character models and recasting them? It's probably, a couple of reasons. The first thing I think is that you do form a connection, right? I mean, you form a connection with these digital characters, obviously in third-person games, that you spend a lot of time with, whether it is, now I can't remember his name, James in Silent Hill 2, or the AI that wander around with you like Maria in Silent Hill 2, or Johnny Silverhand, right, with Keanu, right, in the fucking Cyberpunk, right? So there's a sense of maybe part of the appeal is I would like to spend more time with that character, but I don't want to have to wait for 3.5 years for another Silent Hill game, right? Just like in a movie, you might be a fan of Tom Hanks or Tom Cruise or whoever, Sydney Sweeney, but she's not just in one thing. Or Zendaya, she's in shows and she's in movies, and it's like, okay, I like James, I like Chris Judge as Kratos or whatever. I want to see more of that. I think it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of interesting. It would be just like a movie star says Nugget in movies. Arnold is always Arnold, even as the different characters. Video games aren't like that, but they could be. Right. Yeah, I think it's neat. Bava says, feels like Norman Reedus already went through this with Death Stranding because he's already a well-known actor. I mean, I will tell you, I have been surprised. I have been surprised at how much I like celebrities in video games when it works. I thought Keanu in Cyberpunk was awesome. I think, Bruce Willis was the first one I remember, you couldn't see him. It was from Apocalypse, right? From Activision. They paid him $1 million to go into a sound booth and go, and just, which is pretty much what he sounds like now. That's not nice to make fun of the man's maladies. I know. Come on. But yeah, I dig that, man. I dig that. I think, yeah, Bruce Campbell can be Bruce Campbell in anything, says Blue Gamer. Right. But if you took a game and said, this game is starring Bruce Campbell, I don't know if people would show up for it. Like, the big reason there are movie stars is for a long time they brought you box office. You could open a movie with a Tom Cruise and it was a guaranteed 20 million opening weekend. That's different these days now. But so I don't know if it would be worth it. But I mean, you're inventing these characters. So it's not like you have to pay Tom Cruise. You have to play Chris Judge. But, it's not like you can't, no offense to Chris Judge, great actor, but you can replace Chris Judge. But if he looks like Kratos or whoever they call it, it's kind of cool. I'm in. Michael Struckman says, you've just explained why I like Fortnite. I like having a locker full of characters I can use in vastly different experiences. It's pretty great. Yeah, I think there's something there. Eddie T says, I like advertising in games when done right, like with Kojima, where Monster Energy increases stamina. I think we were talking about this. I think it was Constellation. On Colin's show the other day. Kojima got away with it in Death Stranding with Monster Energy Drink and the Ritas motorcycle AMC show, I think because it was clearly, or Kojima's so wacky and weird that it seemed like it was ironic, or it seemed like it was meta of meta of meta. I would love Kratos. Oh, here's interesting. Riz says, I would love Kratos in Mars fighting aliens with Atreus doing space exploration, right? I wouldn't want to call him Kratos, but if you took, let's just call him Judge. We'll call him the Judge. How about that? It'll be like WWE characters, right? If you took the Judge who plays Kratos and you made a space adventure that was totally in his wheelhouse, violent, bloody, but it starred the Judge as a new character, I think that would be great. I think that would be great. It's a good idea. Good idea.